Everyone. So in the previous video, we completed building all the APIs for our project where we'll be chatting with a PDF. And as you already saw, we built everything in the JavaScript environment. Now, the only thing remaining is building the UI and integrating it with all our APIs. Building the UI was going to be a very big task. So I thought I will, instead of coding in front of you, I'll go over my code for the front end and I'll show what I have done and how I have integrated, and I will anyhow share the GitHub repo in the video description. So if you are interested, you can actually clone and you can go through each part of the file, and it will be helpful. Anyhow, so first thing is that in the underscore app.js, I have used SWR. This is something like React query, where but earlier it used to have just use SWR just for getting the data. SWR stands for stale while revalidate. So it's a library, very nice library for fetching data and keeping your data fresh on your page. So if you have never used it, I would say you should try it. So I have configured SWR globally. That is why I have configured in the underscore app.js, and over here, yeah, and in the SWR config we can define a fetcher function which will be used for all the fetch that we'll do across the application, and we can actually catch all the errors and everything. Over here it's a really nice library. And the other one is toaster, that we'll use to show a toast just in case of an error success, both cases. This is also a very small configuration and easy to use. So this is, and inside the component it is, I've kept it as it is. And yeah, in the global.css, in the styles, yeah, this we don't want, so I'll just remove all the data from here. We just want the tailwind configuration to stay in global.css. Next next I'll go to the index.js. So in the index.js, I will quickly show what I have done. So over here you can see we have, of course, title, paperboard, and then basically we have two sections. Over here you can see I have created a grid with two columns. So in one column on the right side we'll have a chat box where we can type and get the responses, and on the left we have an intro, just a text, then file upload component and my file components. File upload is where we will we have the where we'll upload the file and we will integrate with the file upload API, and my files is the component where we will fetch all the files that we have uploaded till now, processed or not processed, but we have uploaded. And chat box is, of course, the chat box for talking with the PDF. I will quickly show the file upload component because we are using over here you can see over here we have an input label of type file, and it's nothing. I'm just clicking on this button, and once the button is clicked, this handle upload click button, so you can see we are calling the API upload with the post method, and we are sending the form data. In the form data we have attached the file object, and the file object is over here. You can see the handle file change. Whenever we click the file input type file, at that time we are setting the state of the file with the file object. And we are also putting a check if it's not a PDF, then we are showing only PDF are allowed. And yeah, so once the upload is, we make an API call to upload. It calls our upload API. If it is success, we get a message. If it's an error, we get a message. Now the thing is, once the file is uploaded, it is not processed. So we will give a button for the user to click so that the file can be processed. So, and that button I have given in the chat box. If we go to the chat box, and as over here there is, yeah, if we go to the chat box, if the file not processed alert, over here I'm checking the active file is processed. If it is not processed, then I'm showing a message, it's an alert, and inside this alert there is a button which is basically a process file button. So once we click on this, so what it does is it will make a call to API process, and then it will it will send the ID, the file ID, and in the backend then we will get the vector index and we'll do the processing and everything, and we'll change the is processed to true. So once it is processed, it is in is processed is true. So in that case, of course, we'll go to this part of the section. If we have chat, if there is no chat, then we'll go to the ready alert where it says the file is ready, start the conversation. So it's a very easy and quick integration. Now I'll just run the application and we'll see how is our application. Yeah, so over here we'll try to upload PDF, and this should create an entry in Pinecone vector database, and you can see it is file uploaded. Now if we see, so over here you can see the file was uploaded. If we go to Pinecone and if we refresh, so we can see an entry here. So this is the index, and you can see it is initializing. It takes some time, around more than around 30 to 45 seconds it takes. So that is why we had to break this functionality. And over here you can see that is why we did not process the file at once. We added one more step to click on process file so that the file can be processed. And if I go here, so if I go here in the collections, you will see there should be an entry. So there is an entry, the file got uploaded to S3, and we have an index, and is processed this false, and we have the file name. So everything is fine till this point. We'll go back and we'll have to actually wait for the index to be ready. So once the Pinecone index is ready, so you can see it's no more initializing, it is ready. So if we go inside and if you click on index info, it says 0 vectors because we have not pushed any vector yet. So next what we'll do is we'll come here, and over here we have this button process file. So we'll click on it, and over here we are trying to process the file, and file successfully processed. Now if we come back and if we refresh this page, and over here it says we have 2 vectors because we had 2 pages, and for each page we in the recipe we have 2 pages. For each page we created a vector, so that is why we have 2 vectors. So this is fine. If I now click on it again, it says start chatting, your file is ready. And now let's ask some questions. What are the ingredients of the recipe? We'll ask this one. Yeah. And if I click on this, so this request should have gone to OpenAI. Okay, fine. So we got the response, and yeah, this is coming from OpenAI. So so this is actually the complete project. And a few things I want to highlight is that embeddings are not free. You might have, or we all got some free credit. So if that is why I chose a small file. If you are just testing, you can test with 1 or 2 pages of PDF. But yeah, if you are like putting it into production or something, so we have to take care of the expenses from the embeddings that we'll get. And yeah, I think this is all in this project. I hope you liked it. I will be sharing some links as well as the GitHub link for this project. If you like the project, please subscribe, and you may give a star also if you would like in the GitHub repo.